We end today where we began. The now former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, was of course ousted. Matt Gaetz led the charge on that and was successful. And now Kevin McCarthy is no longer the Speaker of the House. And I want to show you Hakeem Jeffries' response to this news and this event. And it further makes the point that I made earlier in today's show when talking about the breaking news of Kevin McCarthy being ousted, which is, look at the contrast between the Republican governance we're seeing now and the governance we saw when Democrats had the majority in the House of Representatives. And this is a moment for Democrats to make that contrast as clear as possible. And I think moments like this very much serve that goal. So Hakeem Jeffries is the minority leader in the House of Representatives, leader of the Democrats in the House. And if after the 2024 election in 2025, Democrats took over the majority, he likely would be the Speaker of the House. And it would be less likely that he'd be ousted after that. But here was his response.
Just spoke a second ago. Let's listen to that.
House Democrats are going to continue to put people over politics and to fight to make life better for everyday Americans. From the very beginning, that has been our objective, and it will continue to be our sole focus, delivering for the American people. We encourage our Republican colleagues who claim to be more traditional to break from the extremists. In the chaos, in the dysfunction, in the extremism, we are ready, willing, and able to work together with our Republican colleagues, but it is on them to join us to move the Congress and the country forward.
Jeffries just...
There it is. I don't know if I have the tweet pulled up here. I do. Okay. John Harwood said, if American politics were broken, we'd have seen things like this happen when Democrats controlled the House. But we didn't. What's broken very specifically is the Republican Party. And that is so accurate. And Hakeem Jeffries there is saying, listen, we're ready to work. We'll be bipartisan. Moderate Republicans, reasonable Republicans, will work with you on actual solutions to actual problems instead of this nonsense. But it's on you to reject the extreme part of your party, to reject the MAGA part of the GOP. And that's not happening as it needs to right now. And so Hakeem Jeffries is both indicating that Democrats are more serious about governance, as we've seen in the record of Democrats in recent years and Republicans on that front, but also that there is a world out there where both parties could be better. We're far from that world. And right now, the only way that that's going to happen is if the Republican Party gets better, because the Democrats are ready to do actual governance. Far from perfect, but actual real governance, solving actual problems. And their legislative record in the first 2 years of Biden's presidency very much reveals that. Republicans are the ones who aren't. And so they need to get their act together. And then Hakeem will be there waiting, I guess is the point. And that is a really good message, I think, for Americans to see. Because we can't allow this all to be put on Congress generally. Oh, politics generally, as John Harwood said. If politics generally was broken, you would see this same chaos with Democrats, and you don't. It is one party, one part of one party, but the rest of the party, the moderates, if they still exist, are not rejecting the MAGA part aggressively enough. And I do think this is still a characteristic of MAGA, even though there's different reasons. It's not a rejection of Kevin McCarthy because he's not pro-Trump enough. It's not really about directly Trump. But it's that same unserious governance that has become so prominent within the GOP since the introduction of Trumpism. And it built up before that, but really became the defining characteristic of this moment in American politics as it pertains to the Republican Party, because of the way that Trump and characters like him and those who supported him, how they got so popular within the party. And so it is the same reminder that if we're going to see a better future with bipartisan progress as we would want it to be, then the Republican Party needs to figure out what the heck is going on and get themselves sorted out. And that's going to start with rejecting MAGA. So moderate Republicans, again, if you still exist, get to work. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show and get a bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. And there's a link in the description.